stop acting your age. I mean it. Whatever that means to you right now, just stop. Before you tell me you're too old, too tired, too whatever, I know I've said it all myself too, but here's what I figured out after spending way too long believing I was supposed to slow down. The fastest way to feel better, think clearer, and actually enjoy this chapter of our life is to stop believing someone who's supposed to wind down, because you're not winding down. You're just getting started. I'm George. This is Very Unfiltered, and today I've got 5 things that are going to make you feel like a kid again. Now, I'm not talking about green juice and cold plunges. Okay, there might be a little cold water in one of them. But muscle up, buttercup. I'm talking about real things that actually work, that make you smile from ear to ear. A laugh deep in your belly. Kid laughing. The good stuff. Oh, and the hat? Keep your eye on it. It pays off in the end. All right, first one. This is my favorite because it requires absolutely zero skill and zero planning. Do it for the plot. Now, I have this picture in my bathroom, so I see it, 4 to 5 times a day for 20 minutes while death scrolling and being interrupted by my wife asking, hey, are you okay? I mean, Jesus. Sorry, I'm back. I'll put it up on the screen so you can read it as well. Do it for the plot. A study published by the Institute of Positive Psychology found that people who embraced what they called, quote, doing it for the plot mindset, leaning into new experiences, spontaneous travel, unfamiliar hobbies, unexpected detours, were significantly more likely to feel fulfilled and happy in their lives. Okay, back to me. Here's the thing. The study was probably aimed at younger people who still had full-time commitments. We don't. We're retired or getting close to it, which means we have every single excuse in the world to act like a kid with zero reason not to. Doing it for the plot doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be impressive. It just has to make you smile. Book a weird trip. Take a class you have no business taking. Order something on the menu you've never heard of. Say yes when everything in your responsible, retired brain says that seems unnecessary. Remember Jim Carrey? The movie, it was called Yes Man. Jim Carrey said yes to everything and his life got absolutely crazy. Well, ours probably won't, but the principle is solid. It's like that. Same energy, none of the serious, stupid decision. Here's the bonus, and I say this with complete sincerity. It will drive your significant other absolutely batshit crazy, which, if you've been married as long as I have, is honestly a win itself. So win, yay, moving on. Okay, real talk right now. We're all hurting a little bit more than we used to. The knees, the back, the hands, whatever your particular collection of complaints is. And I get it. When something hurts, we want to talk about it. Stop. Nobody wants to hear it. And more importantly, you have far more interesting things to say. You have great life experience stories. Share these. In fact, you want a good story? I'll give you a good one. You see this tattoo? I can tell you that my hands hurt today, but why would you care about that? Instead, let me tell you how this rose got here. I was 17 years old, just got to the 82nd Airborne, and the general understanding was that if you were in the 82nd, you had to get a tattoo. All right, that's just how it worked. So I'm thinking panther, dagger through his chin, a skull and crossbones, something that my 17-year-old badass self would wear confidently. This didn't turn out that well. I got the rose, a little rose. The same one I used to sketch on poems and love letters to my high school crushes. Not exactly the kill, tough guy tattoo you'd expect from a member of the 82nd Airborne. My roommate was going to take me and asked me if I wanted to get drunk first. I asked, does it hurt? He said no, and I replied no, and let's go, and we rolled out. We get there, I sketch it out for the artist, and after he stopped laughing at me, he got to work, and I asked him how it works. He explained that a needle goes in and out real quick, and I screamed, stop! I said, I'm completely done. I hate needles. I got up, I walked out, and with half a rose down my arm, there was the stem and the bulb that was sketched out, drawn in a squiggly black line. We went back to the barracks, got as drunk as 2 17-year-olds could get on low BAC beer, which for anyone that doesn't have the pleasure of drinking that's beer with half the alcohol and twice the nasty taste. So we drank twice as much of it, went back. The artist told me he couldn't work on someone who was intoxicated, and I told him calmly and professionally that I would tell every single person in the 82nd that he did this and wouldn't finish the job. Well, he finished it, and now I have a rose on my arm. And as much as I want you to believe otherwise, I am not that much of a tough guy. And for the record, my buddies in the 82nd didn't stop teasing me about that stupid little rose, ever. Some people still use my Army nickname, which is Rosie. I promise you, it is not a compliment. Now, isn't that a better story than, my hands hurt. Stop talking about what hurts. Tell us something. You've got a lifetime worth of stories worth telling. Tell us those. That's the beautiful stuff that we want to hear. This one's simple. Build something. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't even have to be good. It doesn't have to be functional. It just has to be yours. If you don't have tools, go to Goodwill, go to the thrift store, hit a garage sale. You can get started with almost nothing. What you're really after isn't the finished product. It's the feeling of making something with your hands. We're built for this. And if you happen to be more skilled at it than me, good, because I want to be honest with you. When it comes to building, I'm faking it till I make it. Pun intended. I made this storage unit in my garage. Took a couple of days and a couple $100, and it's not perfect. But I will tell you what, it's an absolute blast to make. Every time I walk past it, I feel good. That's the whole point. And if you leave a comment below about how messy my garage is, I'm going to give you a smart-ass reply. Fair warning, it's a work in progress. Now, if you add some M80s and bottle rockets to the whole building thing situation, I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying that I understand completely if you did. I found these left over from the 4th of July a few years ago, and let's see something. Steel pipe, M80, tennis ball. That was awesome. I am definitely going to have to do this again. Don't tell my wife I'm doing this. Oh, and by the way, if you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, maybe do that because as far as I'm concerned, we're already friends. My name's George and I'm genuinely honored you're here. Okay, last one. Stay with me on this one. My wife made Rice Krispie treats, which means there's leftover Rice Krispies sitting on the counter. So I did what any reasonable adult would do. Bowl, milk, real milk, because here's the thing, most of us are lactose intolerant. We didn't grow up getting poisoned by all that processed crap. A little bit of sugar on top, and I'll tell you what, that snap, crackle, and pop. For those that remember the commercial, that sound alone will take you somewhere. Now, I want to be real honest. Rice Krispies kind of suck. I forgot that. But what I also realized is that I haven't had a bowl of cereal in probably 30 years. And the second that spoon hit my mouth, I felt like a kid again. So I'm going to the store and I'm going to get Crunch Berries because I've got a bunch of milk I still have to finish. And because that's real cereal. Now, here's the point. There's no way you can start your day with a bowl of cereal and be in a bad mood. It's just not possible. Something about it resets you. You don't do it every day. It's not nutritionally a masterpiece, but once in a while, outstanding. So here's what I want you to walk away with today. Do something for the plot. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to make you smile. Stop talking about what hurts and start telling stories. You've got good ones. Build something with your hands. Get in some cold water and act like an idiot for 10 minutes and have a bowl of cereal. None of these things cost much. None of them require a plan. What they all have in common is they make you feel something. And feeling something, really feeling it, that's what being young is. We may all be a little older, our bedtimes are earlier, our recovery time is longer. I'm not going to pretend otherwise, but here's what I know. You don't have to be young to act young, and acting young is one of the best things you can do for your body, for your mind, for the people around you. And now it's time for the meaning of the hat. I'm your ride or die until about 9 p.m. because around 9 p.m. I get real tired. Thanks for keeping me company. I'll see you next time, and check out the video somewhere on this screen. I think that went pretty well.